everyone, I'm here today to review Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Sloan. This is a book that I'd been dying to read ever since it came out. It just seemed to have all the elements that make for a perfect read. It takes place in a bookstore in San Francisco. It has quirky characters. There's a mystery to be solved. I really thought I was gonna love it, and I didn't. And it's a perfect example to me of a book that's been way overhyped, but it might just be me. So very quick synopsis, this book follows a man named Clay, who's this young guy in his mid to late 20s who's out of work, and he finds a job as the night shift clerk in Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. He slowly learns that it's not just a regular bookstore, there's some mysterious stuff happening. When you walk in, there's all the regular books up in the front, books that you would expect to find in a bookstore, but when you go high up on the stacks, there's a series of books that Clay is told specifically not to look at, and there are these quirky characters that walk in at all hours of the night and request these books and return other books, so he learns that it functions sort of as a secret library. It's all very mysterious, and he decides to get to the bottom of it. Since Clay has a techie background, he uses technology to solve his mysteries. He enlists the help of his friends as well, and they're all tech people, so the book is largely about the relationship between the love of old books and ancient kind of knowledge, and then the love of computers and new knowledge and technology. That part was interesting enough. I enjoyed reading some of the things that they had to say about it. I think the main issue that I had with the book was that everything was too neat. Everything was neatly resolved. There are some mysteries. So the mystery of the bookstore, I forgot to mention as part of the premise. It leads to other mysteries that are bigger. It leads to the discovery of a secret society and a big important secret coded message in a very old book. Every problem that Clay and his friends encounter is kind of very neatly resolved because he just happens to either have the resources or have friends who have the resources to deal with that exact problem. His friend is super rich because he started his own company, so anything money related is taken care of that way. His girlfriend works at Google. Not only is she super smart and geeky in all the right ways to hack in and figure out a bunch of stuff, but she has access to the Google headquarters, and she has access to all these techie people who are more than willing to bend over backwards to solve any kind of mystery thrown at them. So it just seemed kind of like unrealistic and very contrived. I really don't like stories that are wrapped up so perfectly. Everybody that Clay encounters in whatever kind of minor way just has to have a role in the ending of the story, and that kind of annoyed me. It just seemed very juvenile, and I don't have a problem with juvenile books as long as they're marketed for young people, but I feel like this book was marketed for adults, and it just had a very kind of immature tone. It felt more like a geeky teenager's fantasy than an actual story, if that makes sense. The whole your best friend being super rich and being able to fund all of your endeavors, his very geeky, very attractive girlfriend who wears the same color shirt every day, and at first I didn't really think much of it, but then it just seemed to fit into the fact that everybody was just a caricature. And of course, when she's not needed anymore, she's not in the story anymore. The villain was like your typical, like, crisp, icy glare, mysterious block, cold, like, it just... These characters, I felt like I'd encountered them a million times before, but I was interested enough to finish the story, so I guess that counts for something. But yeah, I wouldn't rush to recommend it, although a lot of people did love it, so again, it might have just been me. That was my review. Please let me know what you thought. I hope I'm not the only person in the world who thought this about the book, but I seem to be, because all I've ever seen are glowing reviews. So yeah, I'm kind of excited. This was my first sort of like negative review. Woo! Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!